story with Pastor Tola.
Now, you can hear a lot of the stories because I have a lot of stories. But one thing I have seen that is constant in my life is that I've always been underestimated by people. And some people can take offense at it and fight, but I don't take offense. Because once you underestimate me, you have just dug your grave. And I know. So I'm just going to be looking at you. Because we're about to spread some dirt on that grave. Always be underestimated. Either in growing up, underestimated. In professional exams and everything, underestimated. In ministry, underestimated or most underestimated. All the people that were doing pulpit ministries at that time, and I was doing a cleaning of the bathrooms and the toilets and everything. They talk to me today asking me for ideas in ministry. Because nobody saw this. To make matters worse, I didn't see this. But I just knew God was going to be up to something. One of the greatest challenges that I've had in the course of all this, was when I started having some health challenges, and again, I began to see the hand of God moving. Excuse me. I believe I had an infection, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me some medication, antibiotics, and I used it. But the infection was still there. So the doctor said to me, oh, maybe you need to do a test. And we did some tests, and the doctor said, oh, what I'm seeing, I think it's more than infection. I think you need to do a biopsy. Now, my wife's 50th birthday, the following morning at 6 a.m., I was in the hospital doing biopsy. 50th birthday. We had a party here, we had everything. Even people that came out of town to do the party, they were still around, and I was already in the hospital doing biopsy. And when they finished the biopsy, came back, they said, oh, you have cancer. I said, wow. I said, okay. They said, but we can do this, we can do this. They gave me a lot of options and all that. I said, can I take time away first? So I took time off. I believe I went to New York. I was in a hotel. I can't remember if my wife was there or not, but I think she was. And I just wanted to talk to God. So I spoke to God, and God said that this is not what will kill you. That you're going to get over this. So I said, okay, no problem. When I told my children that I had cancer, they were crying. So I said to them, I've already spoken to God. God said that He has this covered. Now, it's interesting because when you talk by faith, based on what you know, if you are not there yet, you start looking at things and say, okay, maybe there's something going on with this man. What's he talking about? You say you have cancer, you say God told you. But I knew who had spoken. So went for the surgery, did everything, went well. 9 years later, it came back. Cancer came back, second time. So I said, okay, God, what's happening? I said, the story has not changed. I said, okay. But that period was one of the most challenging periods of my life, in terms of my health. Because I realized I had to go through radiology, or what do they call that thing? Yeah, and I asked the doctor, how will I feel when I finish each one? And the doctor said to me, you'll feel like you've gone to work all day. That's how tired you'll be. Radiation, that's the word. Now, this radiation was only for about maybe 15 minutes. Put you in the machine, you run through it, But when I finished, because they had told me I was going to get tired, I didn't want to sleep at home. So I just come straight to work. Yeah, so I sit there, I'm doing what I have to do, but I'm tired. There were times during praise and worship on Sundays, I did this for 2 months, every day, except weekends. Every day, I was doing radiation every day for 2 months. During praise and worship, I can't stand. I had to sit down, And all I'm praying that God just give me strength so that I can preach. Once I finish preaching, I'll deal with the rest, but just this one, And God helped. Do you understand? So by the time I finished, rang the bell, people that have gone through cancer will understand what it means to ring the bell. It's when they check you out and they find out that there's no trace of cancer again. So they ask you to ring the bell. It's a celebratory moment. Yeah. Did all that. And then I think it was one of the days that I did the recording to share the testimony that the church knew what I was going through. There were people literally, I was humbled, crying that day in the church. That what? You are going through all this? And you are in this church every day? You are doing the... In fact, I had people come up to me, people that I had to mediate either in their issues or one. They were apologizing to me. That please, we apologize. So we brought our own problem. When you are dealing with this, I said, hey, life happens, you still have to do what you have to do, and all that. But I thank God today, I'm well, I'm okay, and for those who are watching me, I'm well, I'm okay. Because the challenge with testimony is that people look at you from your testimony as if you are still dealing with the issue, forgetting that you are sharing a testimony that you have overcome. Do you understand? So I'm not sharing the testimony that I'm still dealing with it. No, I overcome it by God's grace, and we're still standing. But to finish this part of my story, what I've come to realize is that never underestimate the power of God on a man's life. When God's hand is upon a man, no matter what you go through, no matter who is fighting you, God is just going to make sure you overcome. Do you understand? And that's what I have seen in my life. Do you understand? How God has ensured and helped, to overcome all the challenges of life. Not so much because there won't be challenges. There will always be challenges in life. And that's just the truth. Whether you're a Christian or a believer or non-believer, it doesn't matter. But the good thing about us being believers is that Jesus came so that we can overcome. Do you understand? So I want you to be rested and to be assured that no matter what you are going through, today, you will surely overcome. In Jesus' name.
Amen. So, Pastor, if you could describe your life story in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
A man God helped. A man God helped. Yeah. I can't take God away from my story. I can never and I will never take or gloat in any achievement outside of God. I'm telling you the truth. We could never have been here if not for God helping. And that's it. And that's it. I've seen things happen in my life that I look back and say, this could only be God now. This could only be God, a man God helped. Do you understand? And I want people to know that if you allow God to help you, you yourself will be shocked. I mean, you will be shocked how far it will take you.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us with Insights with PT. Make sure to tune in every Friday at 2 p.m. for more episodes on This Is My Story by Pastor Tola. Thank you.